So I was talking with a friend about the different salaries of different players from different sports, and some of these salaries are insane. Like, they get paid a lot of money. So that got me thinking, are these players even worth it? Are these NFL superstars worth every penny?
So we're here at the RankingBall offices with my friend Tony. Say hi.
Hello.
And we are going to talk about the salaries of the top 5 NFL players of 2019. Do you know who is the number one or highest paid football player right now?
It's one of those quarterbacks. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's probably most definitely a quarterback. So number one highest paid quarterback of the 2019 season is Russell Wilson of the Seahawks with $35 million.
35.
$35 million.
Man, it's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money. And you're a Seahawks fan, aren't you?
I am. I've been a Seahawks fan since,
Forever, yeah.
Forever, yeah. But, Russell Wilson is obviously one of the most famous named quarterbacks there is.
He is.
So I'm pretty sure even if you're not a big fan of football, I'm pretty sure people have heard of his name.
It's kind of like a household name.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. And it's interesting to see that he's up at the top.
So you agree with this? You think? As a Seahawks fan, you're like, oh yeah, sure, Russell Wilson, yeah, he should be paid that much.
Yeah, he should. He should definitely. But like I didn't know the specific exact numbers of it.
Like
but
35 million.
35 million. That's still a lot of money.
Yeah. Do you know who the number 2 highest paid NFL salary man is?
I would guess it's another quarterback.
It is. Good guess. How did you know? It is actually Ben Roethlisberger of the Steelers with $34 million, just $1 million shy of Russell, but still $34 million for one season. It's insane.
I wish I was a football player.
And if you look at the third and fourth, it is actually a tie between Aaron Rodgers of the Packers and Jared Goff of the LA Rams with $33.5 million. And fifth place goes to Carson Wentz of the Eagles with $32 million.
Insane.
It's insane. Insane amount of money just for one season. Yeah. So my big question is, are they worth it? Like, do you think, I already asked you and you said, but really, like, Russell Wilson with $35 million, is it worth every single penny?
Every single penny. That's a hard question. I mean, of course, Russell Wilson had a successful career.
Yeah.
He's got, Super Bowl under his belt.
I mean, he's good.
Wilson keeps, airs it out, downfield, the rookie.
But that money, that $35 million, I'm not sure if it's worth every penny.
It's got me thinking, actually, being a curious person that I am. The first NFL players in the beginning, what did they get paid? And I'm really curious. Yeah, so I did a little research, I did a little digging around. And so the first person to actually ever get paid to play professional American football was a man named William Pudge Heffelfinger in 1892. He was a guard that played for Yale, and one day the Allegheny Athletic Association of Pittsburgh, they paid him $500, which today would be about $14,000. Yeah, to play in one game against their rivals, I'm guessing, the Pittsburgh Athletic Club. First of all, I just want to say that Pudge Heffelfinger is one of the best names I've ever heard.
The Pudge.
The Pudge,
You gotta give it to him.
There's certain names that fit within that time period.
You're right.
And Pudge Heffelfinger is definitely one of them. We're gonna bring in Pudge.
Let's go with Pudge.
He just goes well together, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the thing is, he got paid $500 in cash for one day. He was definitely worth every single penny because they ended up winning the game because of him. But at the very, very end, he recovered a fumble and then scored a touchdown. So 4-0. Back then, I guess touchdowns were 4 points, not 6 points.
Money was worth it?
It was worth it. Yeah, they got their money's worth.
That's right.
Yeah, good for them. And apparently, Pittsburgh Athletic Club was just pissed about this. Yeah, because they're like, whoa, you can't just bring in some random guy. I'm guessing they know each other. They're both rivals in the same gymnasium at the same athletic club. So they're like, whoa, you can't just bring this guy in. So they probably saw that and then got the second guy, Grant Dilbert. Okay, you're going to scout a guy to play for your team? We're going to scout a guy to play for our team. So I'm guessing that's how it went down. Pudge Heffelfinger, like I said, got paid in cash. We actually didn't know about this till years later. They were going through the ledger book and they found like, oh, okay, like gym equipment, $100, blah, 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 gymnasium fees, $50. And then on the bottom, you see, and Pudge Heffelfinger cash, $500. Yeah, that's the ledger. It's just, right there for $500. The way I like to picture it is that, you know, they brought in Pudge. Pudge Pup didn't care. He's just played football in Yale, and he's just like, I'm trying to like, no one thought about, oh yeah, I can do this professionally. It was probably just football was like a game you played in college. I think every college had their own rules of the game too. It wasn't like a set thing. So Pudge was just like, yeah, sure, I like to play football. And they go, oh yeah, would you like to play for us? We'll give you $500. Just do it for it, yeah. And he was probably like, yeah, sure, I'll do it.
Right.
Thing is though, he didn't win. Yeah, he got the one touchdown out of the whole game at the very end. So I mean, if you think about the way I like to think about it is that since it was just 0-0 the whole game, I like to think that the coach kind of like took Pudge aside and I was like, yo, I'll give you $500.
You got to do your job.
$500 for one game. I think you need to step it up. And Pudge was like, yeah, all right. And then I probably tried harder and got that fumble at the very end. Yeah. I don't know how much they make in a whole season, but for $14,000 in one day compared to Russell Wilson's $35 million for this season. Yeah, definitely it's become a celebrity job, I think, NFL. Tony, do you play fantasy sports at all?
I do play fantasy football.
And have you heard of RankingBall by any chance?
I actually have.
Okay, so what I'm trying to do is my theory, or I guess what I'm trying to try out is I'm going to choose the highest paid athletes for the season as my next board. When I make it. Pretty wise choice, right? I mean, why not? If they're worth it, if they're paid that much, they better be worth it.
It's an interesting approach, of course, but you know, their actual performance is not always based on their salaries.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
You're gonna have to go in a very educated guess, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna go with Jared Goff of the LA Rams because I'm from LA.
Mr. Goff.
Mr. Goff. And I'm guessing you're a Seattle guy.
I'll give it a shot. I want to pick Russell Wilson for this week's.
You're gonna choose Russell Wilson.
I will.
Yeah.
I will. I always do. I lose a lot of money in it, but I always do.
He's the highest paid athlete.
He is.
Of the NFL. So I mean, you're probably in good hands.
I hope so.
You'll be all right. Like I said, if I really had my choice though, I would choose Pudge Heffelfinger if he was still alive today. I don't know if you know this actually, but he actually had one of the most insane seasons ever of Yale football. And let me tell you, in 1888, they outscored their opponents 698-0 that season.
Yes. 698. How many touchdowns?
I know, I had to do a double take when I saw that. 698 points that season. Every other team, 0. And I'm telling you, man, Pudge, if you can just bring him back.
Yeah, it will be very interesting to see if Pudge is actually, playing for an NFL right now. I want to know. I wonder how well he does.
Yeah. Well, if he was here, I definitely pick him my board every week. Thank you, Tony, for coming in. I'm a history buff, and I just want to appreciate you listening to my spiel about all this. I don't know if it's interesting for you. It's interesting for me, so I thought I'd, just share it with you.
Yeah, it definitely was. It was, I've never heard of these stories before, and then it was very interesting to hear.
Yeah. Now you know about Pudge Heffelfinger.
I know. Now I'm gonna, tell my friends about Pudge.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, thanks again. Thank you for coming.
Thanks for having me here.
All right. Now it's time to put it to the test. Here we go. So, all right. Choose this guy. This guy. There you go. Oh, there he is. Okay. Arrange them like that. All right. And now we'll just have to wait and see.